Hi, my name's Jacqueline Thompson, and I'd like to welcome you to Trick Training Your Horse series. In this series, we will show you how to lay down your horse. We will show you first a horse that has had very little experience in doing tricks. He knows the lay down really well. We will also show you an experienced horse that knows how to bow, kneel, lay down, play dead, sit, among some other things. I found that tricks help make your horse more gentle, more safe, more calm, and gives you an avenue to entertain people if you wish. When doing this, you need to keep in mind a few things. First of all, safety. You must make sure that you are in a safe environment for you and your horse, such as using a corral, to confine your horse so your horse doesn't take off or do anything crazy. Also, to keep other horses away from you. You will see that I do this out in the open pasture, and that is for one reason. My corral right now is 12 inches of mud. Not a good place to do it right now. You can do this in an open environment, but it's not the first choice. Another thing you must consider is your horse's attitude. When trick training your horse, it is very important to know his attitude. A horse that is very quiet, docile, willing to learn, is very apt to learn the tricks really well and fast. A horse that has a feisty attitude, be ready to take as much time as possible. They take a long time to do. So you must be ready to use all the patience you've got, because they'll take it all. It's possible, but it's difficult. Also, if your horse is a feisty horse, you may not want to use a hobble. I will show you how to use a hobble on a horse to lay him down, but on a feisty horse you may not want to do it. Feisty horse can sometimes get to fighting with their legs so bad that they can injure themselves. The new trick horse has a very quiet, docile attitude, and he was very easy to train. I trained him out in the open pasture to do the lay down, and we'll keep on doing him in the open pasture. The other mare, I trained her in a corral for the most part, because she's part Belgian. She can be a little bit pushy and arrogant, so it is very possible. But when you're dealing with a horse that is obnoxious and ornery, you do not want to try to force them at all. A hobble doesn't really force them to lay down. It just helps you hold its leg up. But with a hobble, you cannot release fast enough if you have to. So, when using a hobble, be very cautious. Also, I do not like to teach a horse to do tricks until they're at least 2 years old. I don't even like to ride a horse till they're about 3 or 4 because they're so much more mature, and I don't like to teach them to do tricks until after I've started riding them. I've had a chance to get their attitudes corrected. So with that, we will go on to showing you what tools we use. Here are the tools that I use in trick training. For your beginner horse, I use a hobble, which is actually a lunge line. It's a 16-foot rope with a buckle on the end. It's a quick release buckle, so you can release quickly if you need to. It's made out of 5/8 inch double braid yacht rope, and a very stout, sturdy piece of rope. That is very important when using a hobble. Also, a training halter, one with 2 extra knots on the nose band. 2 extra knots isn't exactly important, but that's what I use. You can use any kind of halter you want, but I prefer a training halter with the 2 extra knots and kayak cord. Also, I've got a 12-foot lead rope here with a popper on the end, and it is made out of the 5/8" double braid yacht rope. Got nice weight to it. I use this for everything. And that's what I use for the beginners. On the experienced, I also use the training halter, but instead of a hobble, I use a whip. And any kind of whip will work, cue stick or whatever you want to use. I use all kinds of cue sticks, just that if you go to a show and you weren't expecting to perform, that way your horse isn't used to one particular cue stick to do something with. Also, I've got my experienced horse trained to do it to where all I need to use is a rope or my hands or my feet to do the same tricks. So, keep that in mind, and we will get started. Well, these two are the 2 horses that I use in my trick training series. This one over here is my newest horse. He's only been doing tricks for about a month. He knows the lay down. We've got him started on the sit-up, and he's doing really good. He really likes it. And this one, get your head over here, is our experienced horse. She knows how to bow, kneel, lay down, play dead, honk a bicycle horn, sit up, and we'll show a few of them in this demonstration. They've both been really good horses. This horse's name is Joe. He's a 4-year-old Nez Perce gelding, and he's got the attitude that you would like to find in every horse. Real lazy and easygoing and loves to please you. This one is Rihanna. She's a 6-year-old Belgian paint and quarter horse cross mare, and sometimes she can have an attitude, and it's not because she's a mare necessarily, it's because she's a Belgian. She can get pushy at times, and she's sometimes insensitive in the skin, and other times, when it comes to tricks, she's completely sensitive. We've done a lot off of her. We've done parades on her, roped off of her, all kinds of goodies. And this one, we intend to do that stuff. Haven't got there yet. I've only been riding him about 3 months, and it's been through the winter. But this spring and summer, we've got 3 parades and 1 cattle drive and a cattle roundup and a branding to do. Yeah. Get over here. So these are my pals that we're going to be using in this series. You're a good one.